Hi, I'm Chef Laurence from Chocolate Academy Montreal. Today I'm going to make some s'mores cupcake. Last weekend we went camping with the kids. It was their first time having s'mores on the campfire. It was so good, such a nice experience. So I wanted to make that into cupcake version. So here are the s'mores cupcake. It's a nice product you could add to your line. All kids and family loves them, and it brings back childhood memories for most of us. So we're going to start with the marshmallow now. So we're gonna add water, the sugar, the bigger amount of invert sugar, and the glucose in the pot. And we're gonna cook that to 115. So the glucose is pretty liquid right now because I preheated it, so it's easier to put in the pot and to remove from the bowl. It's a bit less sticky. Now invert sugar and regular white sugar. And we're gonna cook that. So meanwhile, I'm gonna put the other part of invert sugar into the mixing bowl. So now that it has reached 115 degrees, I'm gonna remove that. I can add my vanilla. Whoops. And I'm also gonna add the gelatin mass inside. So I'll let it melt. So the ratio of the gelatin mass is a 1/6 part of water. I'm using some 200 blooms. So now we're good to put it in the mixer bowl. So I'm gonna put the mixer on medium-high. So now I step it once that it has the desired texture. So I want it really fluffy like that, but still a bit runny. So it's gonna be perfect to put in my mold right now. So here I have my mold that is greased, and I'm gonna add a guitar sheet like that. It's already greased also, so it's gonna help me unmold it tomorrow. So it's just here at the bottom. It's nice and flat. So now I'm gonna pour the marshmallow inside. I feel the corner and all the sides to be sure there's no airspace. I'm gonna use the spatula to flatten it. Just like that. So on top, I'm gonna put a silk pad that is greased also. And I'll let it sit like that overnight. So now we're up to the graham cracker crust. So I'm gonna add some sugar into the butter. It's already melted. Gonna mix that. And after the graham cracker, so I'm simply gonna mix that by hand. So I'm just gonna grease the mold a little bit before doing the graham cracker step. So I'm gonna add a little spoon. I eyeball it inside of each cavity. So that's gonna form a nice crispy bottom for my cupcake. It also adds even more graham cracker because there's some in the batter also, but it gives even more of a graham and butter taste. So to press it, you can help you with a rolling pin like that, or you can do it with a spoon or by hand only. So now we're ready to put the crust in the oven for 5 minutes. So now we're ready to make the graham cracker batter. So we're gonna start with the butter and the sugar. We're gonna cream it in the mixer. So now we can add the vanilla paste inside. You can also use vanilla extract or vanilla beans. And we're gonna add the egg little by little. So I'm gonna put my sour cream and mix it with the milk. I do that before so I don't have any lumps. So I'm gonna put all of my dry ingredients together. So I have the flour that was sifted before, the graham cracker, the baking soda, and the salt. Gonna mix them together. So now I'm gonna put 1/3 of the dry ingredients. Be careful not to overmix it. I'm gonna add 1/2 of the liquid. The other 1/3 of the dries. The leftover of the liquid. And the rest of the dry ingredients. And I'm gonna finish by hand. So when I work with small quantities like that, I really prefer finishing by hand so I don't overmix the batter. So now we're good. Once that the crust has cooled down, we can pipe on top the batter. We want to fill it until like 2/3 max. So in order to have more of the toasty taste like the real s'mores that you have at the campfire, I'm gonna burn a little bit the edge of the cupcakes. So now we're gonna do the chocolate ganache. So for this one, I chose the Alunga and Inaya chocolate, which are Purity from Nature range. They're really chocolate forward, so they're perfect for that kind of dessert because we really want to taste the cocoa in between the marshmallow flavor and the graham cracker. So I'm gonna add the invert sugar for the ganache in the pot. I'm gonna put the milk. I'm gonna put the cream. And I'm gonna bring that to a boil. So now it has reached a boil. We can pour it onto our 2 chocolates, the milk one and the dark one. And I'm gonna emulsify it with a hand blender. So by using 2 types of chocolate at the same time, you get the rounder taste from the milk chocolate, the sweetness, and you get the structure of the dark chocolate and the good cocoa taste of it. So you get best of both worlds. So now I'm gonna add the butter that is at room temperature and mix again. So now that the marshmallow sat overnight at room temperature, we're ready to unmold it. So let's just remove the seal fat on top. So that's perfect. You can see the texture. So to cut it, I'll just grease a little bit the knife so it doesn't stick. So I want some nice cubes like that. So I just eyeball the size, but with that mold, it has the perfect height I want. For the cupcake, I really want a big marshmallow on top, so that's gonna be the decoration. So I'm just gonna put some toothpicks in it, and I'm gonna freeze it for a little while. So now I'm gonna toast the marshmallows. So I go gently, I do one side by one side. Those are the ones that were frozen previously. If you don't freeze it, it's gonna melt. They melt pretty easily. So you wanna be gentle with the blowtorch. So now that the ganache sat overnight, it has the perfect creamy texture to pipe. So we're gonna put a generous dot of that good ganache. I'm just gonna break into small pieces some commercial graham cracker that I'm gonna add on the sides, decorate a little bit. So a little tip, so it's easier to manipulate the marshmallow, is to grease a little bit your hands before, so it doesn't stick as much. So I hope you find this recipe inspirational and that is something that you can add to your shop so you can bring back some good childhood memories to your customers.